That's crazy!
3 shows left.
My first show was at the Mirror. Emma, the other girl in the Cosmo, she had a coworker that was at the Mirror, so we went there, and we just kept going to shows. I probably went to the Mirror 3 or 4 times before I went to anybody else, and then we saw Concordia, and then Gay Bar. We didn't have any music experience, and so we didn't know what to get started. We had no idea how to get a sound system, but we had a giant speaker that we got at Guitar Center, and we knew friends who were DJs, and so we just hooked them up to that. And so we would do just one artist a night instead. I always wanted to do bands. I felt like bands were where it was at, but it was just not knowing how, so we wanted to try to get the Cosmo up and running, operationally, and then move into bands. At the very beginning, Brain Sex, they were the go-to. They were the band that I knew, so I was talking to them, trying to get any intel on bands. Even whenever we tested out the sound system that we have now, it was Brain Sex in our basement telling us what we need to improve on to make our place sound better for the bands.
They're like, yeah, we're starting this venue, we really like if Brain Sex could play there, and this was before Cosmo was a thing. Mm-hmm. And you play there and you watch Cosmo become something so
it was so fucking.
It was really
quick.
Cool. It was every weekend.
Quick.
Every weekend you see a change in the amount of people coming. It was really cool.
It blew up so quickly. Honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I like the atmosphere in the basement. It's tight, it's packed, a lot of moshing. That's what I like.
Yeah, I like that there's such a wide gradient of energy level. At the front you can be moshing, and there's this couches at the back.
And it's just a real unique house as well. That's the main thing about it. I just think it's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with my friends, and at the end of the night, that's the place I would be. So.
We've been doing this for 1.5 years now, which is crazy. And we were going to a lot of shows, going to the Mirror, going to Gay Bar. We were kind of just like, we could like maybe like do this. And our house had just sold, and when it sold, they opened up our basement. We were like, what are we gonna do with all this space? Like, we should do something. And then especially with Gay Bar, like because we were a little bit closer with Kev and like going to their shows, it felt very attainable.
Emma really wanted to do indie shows, and I wanted to do punk shows, and so we kind of did a little bit of variety shows at the beginning, so everybody got what they wanted, and then we leaned a little heavier into the punk scene because that's what people liked more. It's just like, you know, we're fostering that environment for a reason. It's because I'm right there in the pit with them. All of us are. We're fighting over taking turns of who gets to go down to our favorite bands, letting your body like do whatever. Like, you're not really like constraining anything. You're just kind of running into other people and spinning each other around. And it's just like a connection that everyone is just like being like one.
I want to say like July or August, we just hit a bunch of bands up on Instagram, like venues, and just were like begging them to let us in Urbana. And shout out Citrus Soul. They were the first band to ever take a chance on us, and they said, yeah, come play our house. So then we came through at the end of last September, and it was awesome. And that was like our first adventure here. We're on like a DIY summer right now. We're on like a DIY year low key. We kind of like took a step back from playing the clubs and like prioritize DIY spaces a little bit more because they've just been like better shows. Like, in all honesty, the kids are way more passionate, they're way more into the music. It's just like a better, more welcoming community in DIY spaces, I feel, personally. I think we cherish that a lot more.
Chicago's a lot bigger, so everyone's like sort of spread out. So it's sort of like a mixed bag of who you get in Chicago, but I feel like both times we've played here, like, the turnout's been really well.
I feel like a lot of bands around here don't necessarily play that type of music that we're playing, but we just try and keep the energy up. Like, as long as they're entertained, it seems like the kids in Urbana really don't care what you play. Like, as long as they can move to it, and that's kind of what makes them just, like, incomparable and above a lot of other crowds. We're just glad that people mess with it and like it. There's something for everyone, definitely. The crowd here has been like super welcoming, and we're super grateful for that. Urbana is a really like a big like safe haven for emo, and especially like 90s emo, which I feel like influences us and fuels us a lot. So this is almost like stomping grounds for us in a way of like a lot of our heroes almost.
I personally am incredibly passionate about music. So is Mallory, so is Blaine, but I think all in kind of different ways, which is cool. But anyways, I love live music. I love the way it brings people together. And so that's a big part of it, right, is like bringing people together through the music.
I remember my first show as a sound guy. It was a nerve-wracking experience because you got to make sure everything sounds good. Like, you got to make sure that the amps sound good. You got to make sure that the vocals sound good. It makes it a lot better to do sound whenever you get compliments from the bands that play. And I mean, I keep a concrete posture, but at the end of the night, I'm like, oh my God, the band said I did a really good job. Whenever something goes wrong with the show, especially when it comes to the music or like the sound, we just have them keep going, and then I'm gonna work while they're moving, I'm moving. So transitioning into the bands was we had to, obviously, you got with bands, you're gonna have movement.
One of the horror stories was trying to figure out the floors. The floors downstairs are just dirt with a horrible tarp.
We had to change the flooring and stuff like that, so we put on new tarps, new mats and stuff like that. But overall, the transition went pretty smoothly, and we've been throwing some kick-ass shows. So.
comes to the future for Urbana, though, I've talked to a lot of people at all the shows. I think it's gonna go slightly heavier, from what I hear from like venue owners I've talked to, where it's like they say it's swinging back this way because what the last phase was like Kangaroo Court and all those other people, right? Where it was a lot more indie, yeah, something like that, yeah, which is cool. And then I think naturally people always want to sway the other way, and then sway back the other way. So I think the next part is slightly more heavier, and when we've come back and there's like, oh, been wanting to like see music like this, like when Treehouse did Hardcore Fest, they're like, okay, yeah, like great success, there's a want for this, and there's always going to be a want for other types of music. It seems like right now the flavor is going to be on the heavier side though, and it'll probably keep swinging back and forth.
I haven't really felt this sense of camaraderie and just like, you know, this togetherness, you know, that I've felt here. You know, it's very different here, and it's very good, and I think it's gonna remain that way.
I feel like one difference between playing in Chicago and playing out here is I think that when we play in Chicago, we do, I feel like, often stay with playing with more heavy bands, because I feel like when you're playing on like a weekend or something, there's so many shows going on. I feel like people almost need to be able to classify like, okay, this is a bunch of heavy bands I like on this bill or whatever. But whenever we play down here, maybe I don't have the best read of it, but I feel like it's not just one type of music scene going on.
Yeah.
I feel like it's actually a multitude of small ones that are kind of all interwoven. Yeah. So I feel like with that we can kind of get away with more stuff, and also coming back to the venues. Like these venues, I feel like have a built-in crowd. Like I feel like there's people who are just people, there's people who are like, whoever's playing at the Mirror on Friday and Saturday, I'm seeing them. So I think out here I want to say get away with a little bit more, and as far as the bill goes, and it's really fun because we end up playing with like people who are sometimes like fairly musically different than us. And it's cool.
Well, the last time we played the Mirror,
that was
my
like
first. That was my first like ever Urbana show.
Last March.
Honestly, like I had played a few DIY shows here and there, like with other bands and doing other things back at home, but that like Mirror show, like I remember walking in there and be like, man, it stinks in here. This is what it's about. Hell yeah. And I was wearing my Bobby Hill shirt, and I'm standing on the bass cab, and then I break it, and then, oh, dude, like seeing the Treehouse for the first time, I'm not gonna lie, like I had never seen a room move like that.
That was actually that was a very fun show in the best way.
Yeah,
it was like that was intense. That was cool.
Every time I'm here is a good time, and I'm not gonna lie, and that like I can't rep that enough. Like I wish it was on a shirt that says like I heart Urbana. If we've ever had anything like go wrong here, like, it just always goes.
Nope. Fat Sandwich incident. We played the Mirror, and we went to Fat Sandwich beforehand, and as things got closer, I was like, man, I don't feel good, like at all. I was like, this feels pretty bad, and we go up there. And I'm the singer, so it's a lot of diaphragm and like breath work, and I'm like, oh man, something's gonna come up. And then it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna use the bathroom or throw up right now. It's adding to like the emotion, because when I get there, it's like just letting loose. All of us just let loose every emotion, but for me, I was like, oh man. So then
I'm about to let this lunch loose.
Yeah, it was like it's crazy. And so then we start playing, and the room starts moving, and I'm just like, oh, I was like, oh no. There was this really nice girl in front of me that I was like, I'm gonna throw up on her right now. And she looked at me, she's like, you okay? I was like, I don't know. And then we do the show, it's great. And I just like collapse in the van. I'm just like, I need to go to sleep.
Great. Yeah, don't go to Fat Sandwich.
Don't go to Fat Sandwich. I learned that.
Just probably not the best thing to eat right before you're jumping around in a hot basement.
God, no. These people that run the Cosmo are very professional, like very organized, and like, okay, here's this.
Yeah, like having like food that we can grab and stuff like that. Like it is simple things, but it's things that's like, oh, you guys do know what you're doing to make this stuff like a lot easier for us. And also you guys are throwing a lot of shows, so it makes sense that you guys are kind of a well-oiled machine. But yeah, that's a part of coming down here is like, for a DIY show, like they run really smooth.
Summer of 2024, gearing back up for fall, we were gonna lose some like really big venues. We were losing the Mirror, the barn was shutting down and moving, and we were left with us and just a few other venues. And so we really needed people to go to, and so we were just hopeful that the Cosmo could be the place that people chose. We had to find our brand a little bit, get our footing in the scene. Whenever we first started, it felt very male dominated, which we hated because we wanted to have fun like that too. And it just didn't feel like there were spaces where we could. And so we wanted to create the opposite of that. We wanted to take things that we were missing in other venues that make us feel better as women, and we wanted to create that space for them. And so, like, the Cosmo shows.
It's a spot for the girlies.
Everybody is so nice. You can talk to anybody.
The people who are here are genuinely amazing.
Like everyone's super friendly, the vibe is so fun, everyone's so chill, and it's just like a good experience.
Honestly, it's the people. So many of my like long-term friends at this point all of them I've met like through somebody here or going to one of these shows.
Like I feel like at most house shows I've had those few people that are like, but never here.
I go to like pretty much whatever's around, like Treehouse, Grandma's House, Spice Rag, everything pretty much. I feel like Cosmo kind of has a bit of a unique environment. Like I know Emma a little bit. Like I don't really know any of the other shows I go to. I don't know their hosts and whatnot, but I know Emma, and Emma's really nice. Honestly, like Emma's really the specialty here,
Sending so much love, okay, but you gotta like be quieter, please. Please shut up. I'm serious. Thank you.
A girl the other day, when Emma was shouting over the microphone, said, "They're really sweet, but they like to be respected." We were like, yeah, honestly.
Out here buying Cosmo dogs for people, you know what it is.
Oh, that was gorgeous.
Cosmo dogs. This counseling group approached us and said, "Can we sell hot dogs and other low-cost snacks at your house?" And I was like, sure. And they were like, okay, we'll be at the next show. Showed up with hot dogs. This last time they brought edibles, Rice Krispie treats, just like whatever they're baking. And then one day they said, we can't come this week. So we went to Sam's and bought 150 hot dogs. And then we sold them at the show, and they were Cosmo dogs.
Not a hot dog guy. Not a hot dog guy. I will say, they've smelled so good today that I've almost caved. I know what it is, though. I saw How It's Made episode when I was a kid one time of how hot dogs are made. No, I treat my body like trash, man. I'll throw whatever in it. It's all good. But a hot dog, I don't know. And no judgment. No judgment. But I also have a 2-hour drive ahead of me. I don't know why I'm telling you all this now. You just caught the crossfire.
I don't know. You got people from all different weird little subcultures. You got like normal people. You got weird people. You got cool people. You got lame people. Like I don't know. If you're a people person, it's like there's people. I've been to a couple different venues, but I mean this is like my venue.
The first time I was here, obviously, like it was very early on in my first semester here, so I didn't know anyone, and like I had a wonderful night just because, I met Emma and Mallory that night. I don't think they remember me from that night, but I
remember you from that. We have pictures of you in our pit. Before you were there.
Yeah.
I remember you from that.
Yeah, I had a wonderful time because I care about music, really. I mean, that's why I'm in this band. That's why I engage with the scene and at all is the music.
It's a creative space. Like people that are really trying to do something unique have a great space.
I genuinely do think it's like just the atmosphere of that basement, just a place where you go up on the stage and the only thing you have to do is just express yourself through music.
Yeah.
And I love this place for cultivating a culture that allows for that.
We also got to end the show in 6 minutes because if we go anywhere past 11, we get the cops call on us. So.
All right. We have 6 minutes left, so we're going to go as hard as we fucking can.
I enjoy seeing the house shows bring a lot of community together. I think creating that community brings a lot of inclusiveness. Like anybody can show up, whether you live on the other side of Champaign, you live in Urbana. I mean, we bring entire communities together. And I think that's just, that can't be beat.
Well, we really love the community. I mean, all of these people are our friends, or our friends' friends, or people that our friends know, or went to school with, or go to class together. And so just the interweaving and like everybody knows everybody is so fun. It's very familiar to me since we come from a small town. I mean, house shows are not making money, really. Like, it's paying the artist and covering expenses. It's not about making money.
It's just so special and so unique, and that's probably my favorite part about running a show, is that you get to create that for yourself and for others.
For me, this is the first time that we could even like be punk. Like, being alternative is not an option where I'm from.
Cosmo makes me better, always, like 1,000,000% of the time, whether it's like learning something new about something else, about myself, different perspectives, diversity, and different people and different experiences, and all of it. Like, it has just become my world and also widened my worldview. Like, I'm so insanely grateful for everything it's given me, and I can't even like really put that into words. I mean, it's given me like the most beautiful community, like we talked about so much, and the most beautiful friends, and I'm really proud to, yeah, I told you, but I'm really proud of everything it's become. It just reminds me how beautiful life can be. It's really just crazy to think back on how much it's grown and evolved over the last almost 2 years now, which is also wild. But
joining the community and finding my people here was really refreshing and really important, and is what has made me love Urbana. The Cosmo is rooted in all of those things.